Welcome to our podcast, where we unpack the latest trends and insights in business and personal development. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're diving into the future of KPIs. KPIs, or Key Performance Indicators, are the metrics that help us measure success. But they're evolving, and we're here to explore why and how. Let's get started.
Hi, Alex. I'm Jamie, and I'm so excited to be here. KPIs have always been a bit of a mystery to me. I know they're important, but how have they changed over the years? What's different now?
That's a great question, Jamie. KPIs have definitely evolved. In the past, they were often simple, straightforward metrics like sales figures or website traffic. But now, with the rise of big data and advanced analytics, KPIs have become much more sophisticated. For example, companies are now using predictive analytics to forecast future performance based on current trends. This allows them to make more informed decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
Oh, I see. So it's not just about looking at what's happening right now, but also predicting what might happen in the future. That's really interesting. Can you give me an example of a company that's doing this well?
Absolutely. Take Amazon, for instance. They use a vast array of KPIs to track everything from customer satisfaction to supply chain efficiency. But one of their most innovative KPIs is their predictive inventory management. By analyzing past sales data, customer behavior, and market trends, they can predict which products will be in high demand and stock them accordingly. This not only improves customer satisfaction, but also optimizes their logistics and reduces waste.
Wow, that's really impressive. It's like they have a crystal ball. But what about smaller businesses? Can they also benefit from these advanced KPIs, or is it just for the big players?
Smaller businesses can definitely benefit too. In fact, many cloud based tools and platforms are making advanced analytics more accessible. For example, a small e commerce store can use tools like Google Analytics and Shopify to track customer behavior and sales trends. They might not have the same level of data as Amazon, but they can still make data driven decisions that improve their business.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's about leveraging the tools you have to make the best decisions. Speaking of which, how are KPIs used in modern business beyond just sales and inventory? Are there other areas where they're making a big impact?
Definitely. KPIs are being used in almost every aspect of business. For example, in human resources, companies are using KPIs to track employee engagement, turnover rates, and training effectiveness. In marketing, KPIs help measure the ROI of campaigns, customer retention, and brand awareness. Even in customer service, KPIs like first response time and customer satisfaction scores are crucial for maintaining a high level of service.
That's really cool. I can see how KPIs are becoming more integrated into every part of a business. But what about the data itself? How important is data analytics in making KPIs effective?
Data analytics is absolutely crucial. Without the right data, KPIs can be misleading or even useless. For example, a marketing team might track clicks on an ad, but if they don't analyze the quality of those clicks, like whether they convert into sales, the KPI won't provide much value. Advanced data analytics tools can help businesses understand the context behind the numbers, making KPIs much more meaningful and actionable.
I get it. It's not just about the numbers, but understanding what those numbers mean. So, how can businesses ensure they're using the right data? Is there a way to avoid common pitfalls?
One of the best ways is to start with clear, specific goals. What are you trying to achieve? Once you have those goals, you can identify the KPIs that will help you measure progress. It's also important to continuously review and refine your KPIs. What worked last year might not work this year, so staying flexible and adaptive is key. Additionally, involving cross-functional teams in the KPI selection process can provide different perspectives and ensure that the metrics are relevant and useful across the organization.
That's really helpful advice. So, it's all about being clear and adaptable. Now let's switch gears a bit. How about personal KPIs? Can individuals use KPIs to track their own growth and development?
Absolutely. Personal KPIs can be incredibly powerful. Think about it. Just like a business, individuals have goals and areas they want to improve. For example, if you're trying to improve your fitness, you might track metrics like your weight, body fat percentage, and how often you exercise. If you're working on your career, you might track how many new skills you've learned, the number of networking events you attend, or even your job satisfaction level. These personal KPIs can help you stay motivated and track your progress over time.
That's a great point. I love the idea of using KPIs for personal growth. But how do you balance quantitative KPIs, like those numbers you mentioned, with qualitative KPIs, like how you feel or your overall well being? Sometimes the numbers don't tell the whole story.
You're absolutely right, Jamie. Balancing quantitative and qualitative KPIs is essential. Quantitative KPIs give you the hard data, but qualitative KPIs provide context and depth. For example, in a business setting, you might track the number of customer complaints, quantitative, but also conduct customer satisfaction surveys to understand why those complaints are happening, qualitative. In personal development, you might track your daily steps, quantitative, but also journal about how you feel after a workout, qualitative. Both types of KPIs are important for a holistic view of performance.
I totally agree. It's like having both a GPS and a compass. The GPS gives you the precise direction, but the compass helps you stay oriented and on track. So, how can AI help with KPIs? Is it just about crunching numbers, or can it do more?
AI can do a lot more than just crunch numbers. It can help with real time monitoring and alerts, making it easier to stay on top of KPIs without constant manual checking. AI can also identify patterns and trends that might not be immediately obvious to humans. For example, an AI system might notice that customer complaints increased during certain weather patterns, which could lead to insights about how to improve service in those conditions. In personal development, AI can track your habits and provide personalized feedback to help you stay on track with your goals.
That's amazing. It sounds like AI can really enhance the whole process. But what about remote work? How are KPIs changing in the context of remote and hybrid teams?
Remote work has definitely changed the game. In a remote setting, it's harder to gauge performance through direct observation, so KPIs become even more important. Companies are now focusing on output based KPIs rather than just hours worked. For example, a remote software developer might be evaluated based on the number of bugs fixed or features implemented, rather than how many hours they spend at their desk. This shift helps ensure that remote workers are productive and aligned with company goals.
That's a smart approach. I can see how it would help maintain productivity. But what about the long term? Are there sustainable KPIs that businesses should focus on to ensure long term success and growth?
Sustainability is a critical aspect of KPIs. For businesses, this could mean tracking environmental impact, such as carbon emissions or waste reduction. In terms of financial sustainability, KPIs like customer lifetime value and employee retention rates can provide insights into the company's long term health. For personal development, sustainable KPIs might include mental health metrics like stress levels or financial health indicators like savings rates. The key is to focus on metrics that align with your long term vision and values.
I love that. It's not just about short term gains, but about building a solid foundation for the future. But what about the human touch? Can KPIs ever fully capture the complexity of human performance and well being?
That's a great question, Jamie. While KPIs are incredibly useful, they can't replace the human touch entirely. Leadership and team dynamics play a crucial role in performance. For example, a manager might track KPIs to understand team productivity, but they also need to have regular one on one meetings to understand the individual challenges and motivations of their team members. In personal development, journaling and reflective practices can provide insights that numbers alone can't capture. The key is to use KPIs as a tool, not a replacement for human interaction and intuition.
That's so true. It's like having a map and a compass, but also a guide to help you interpret the terrain. Finally, let's talk about ethical considerations. How can businesses and individuals ensure that their KPIs are ethical and fair?
Ethics in KPIs is a growing concern. One of the biggest risks is using KPIs to create a culture of fear or pressure. For example, if a company sets unrealistic sales targets, it might lead to unethical behavior, like falsifying reports or overworking employees. To avoid this, it's important to set fair, achievable KPIs and to be transparent about how they are used. Additionally, businesses should consider the broader impact of their KPIs, such as how they affect employee well being and the environment. For individuals, it's about setting goals that are meaningful and aligned with your values, rather than just chasing numbers.
That's really important. It's not just about the numbers, but about the impact on people and the planet. Well, Alex, this has been a fantastic discussion. I'm excited to see how KPIs continue to evolve and help us all achieve our goals, both in business and in our personal lives. Thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned for more insightful episodes.
Thanks, Jamie, and thank you, listeners, for tuning in. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, feel free to reach out. Until next time, keep setting those KPIs and achieving your goals.